Hold on, what they just say? Let's take that back. This book right here is the book that I want to tell y'all about, right? So I'm not getting a reflection, you know what I'm saying? It was some chapters that I chose to read over and over again because it was just so many gems that was dropped. I had to just take it back. What's up, y'all? So I just want to address things as they come. What's up, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is B Octavia. My birthday is coming up on Monday, and I will be 24 very soon. Shout out to me for making it this far. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And I am from Washington, D.C. Now, today we are picking up where we left off, and today will be part 2 of the Money, Murder, Mayhem book review. So, here we go. Where I left off was, I want to tell y'all why I appreciate this book very, very much. And the hugest reason is because I felt like he was teaching me more than he was actually saying. You know what I'm saying? In the situations that he depicted in this book, it was like, okay, got it. You know? And that's just how I am. You kind of use your intuition with it. As you reading, you kind of thinking about the lesson in it all. And this whole book really made that prevalent, if you will, or really made that known. Like every situation that he depicted, every scenario, you know, how the first beginning of the book, the middle, you know, the climax to the end, really just all tied together. And hugely, it spoke to me on how to be a boss and how to really delegate. You know, sometimes if you've never been in a position of power, it can be kind of hard to fill those shoes, you know. And just reading of the different scenarios, especially with his friends turned workers, you know, I just felt like it really spoke to how to really separate a friendship and a business deal, you know. Throughout my research on Sean Branch, something huge stuck out to me once I read the book, and actually stuck out to me once I read all of the alleged crimes, and then all of the crimes that he actually went to court for and beat, right? It stuck out to me that during and, you know, before he got incarcerated, he built an empire. I feel like if somebody is going to talk about murder versus selling drugs, I guess they're going to talk about murder, you know. But the only people that they talk about, you know, moving exponential, whatever, you know what I'm saying, moving a hefty amount of weight. A lot of times people talk about Rayful. They don't really talk about nobody else. So it was quite remarkable to me. And don't get me wrong, I do not glorify anybody selling drugs, especially a young teen, if you will. I don't condone in it. I don't want to glorify or try to. But what I do want to say and how I think about it is, I have admiration for it only in a business sense, right? If I have the same mindset going into an actual legal business, it's going up. It's going up. You know, my thing is, you can't take certain business models from street legends, from people of the past, and it don't have to be, you know, the legal entrepreneurs. So when I seen how he got started, his process, you know, how he had workers that was his friends, you know, whatever happened with them, and you got to deal with that. It definitely is relatable in who I want to be as a business person. You know, I want to be the CEO. I want to be the delegator, and there will be people under me that will have to listen, you know. And sometimes conversations don't happen because a person is scared to say a certain thing, like you getting lazy to a friend. And if you gotta say it, you gotta say it, because the business is going to suffer if you don't. Do you know how many businesses go flop because it's a friendship situation and one person ain't putting in their work, but the other person knows that, right? The other person knows that, but they scared to lose their friend by telling them the truth. I learned some shit in this book. I learned how to operate and how to move in a situation like that. If you are timid, and you gotta know that you timid, you know, you gotta know that, you know, sometimes you passive aggressive, or sometimes, like I said, you timid. In other people's words, is scary, you know, but you scared to say certain things, you scared to move a certain way because of how somebody is gonna perceive you, or they ain't gonna wanna fuck with you no more. It doesn't matter. Like in life and in most situations that's dealing with you, you are the most important person there, especially if you're the CEO. He gave an incredible view of being a preteen. Now, that's even before, you know, 13, 14, 15. That's 9, 10, 11. And sometimes people start earlier than that, and they jump off the porch. Now, it's different from jumping off the porch to just running the streets. You know what I'm saying? It's different. To be a preteen and you really hopped off the porch, you know, that's a scary thing to even consider. And especially when I was a shorty, I was running around, but I wasn't doing nothing like streetwise, you know. However, I say that it's an incredible view because he was in the thick of it all. That's really when the murder rate in DC at the time, and it was like a chart of just, you know, all of the crimes, like home invasions, you know, car burglaries, carjackings, rapes, etc. And they had like a graph of it during the time of like the late 80s to the early 90s, and shit was bananas. Okay, shit was really hectic in the city. Running from the police, that's tough. And to get away, now you can run away and not get away. To run away and get away, that's a task within itself. And all of that from a very young age to a young adult. It wasn't easy, and if you idolize a life like that, it's not going to be easy. Like, if you in the streets for real, you really should be receptive and open to listening to Sean Branch and people like Sean Branch, because their story can help you alone. For Sean Branch to put out a book, you know, after all that he's been through and in a challenging time in his life, you know, readjusting to life on the outside is tough. To put together a masterpiece, you know, of everything that the generations behind him, under him, you know, after him can really grasp, I thank him wholeheartedly for that. I thank him wholeheartedly. And if your ears ain't open to it, they're just not going to be, you know. Just realistically, like, either you start to be receptive to the OGs that really want to teach us something, or you're going to fall victim to a lot of the statistics, including death or jail, you know, for a very, very long time. And more than, you know, more than Sean Branch, it's people that's my age and younger getting life sentences. So what I'm going to tell you now is, what I have learned from the Money Murder Mayhem book. And what I learned is, number one, envy and jealousy can occur and will occur faster with your friends. You know, it does happen with family in today's time more so than back then. You know, it's a lot of backdooring going on with family. But I've even witnessed this, and I have never had any riches. You know, I felt this, you know, the envy and jealousy from a so-called friend, because I possess a characteristic that is intimidating, you know, and it took me a while to really grasp it and understand it, and it's nothing that I'm trying to do. However, it's in me. And sometimes people feel inferior, and I didn't, like I said, it don't have nothing to do with riches. It has something to do with the power that you possess, you know. So that's what I learned, and that really can be two things. So take that as two, and I'm going to go to number three. Now, number three is a PSA to young women, okay? Because this book was very entertaining in a way that it made me be like, if I was in that situation, I would have been like, you lying to me. You know what I'm saying? Young women, you have to at least be a little skeptical, you know, with shit and dealing with young men, because you got to think about what come with it. A lot come with it that a lot of young women is not ready for. You not ready to hold a nigga down? Alright, then move to the left, you know. You not ready to really hear the truth of either what they've done or what they're doing? Move to the left, you know. My thing is, a lot of good women go for a dude that's not so much in the streets. You don't gotta be like in the streets, like your feet in the streets, but that shit is very attractive to them. But then down the line, they hold that resentment because they know that that's not how their life should have went. Well, you shouldn't have chose it, you know. Think about what come with it. Be very vigilant. Listen to yourself, for God's sakes. You know, listen to yourself. Don't get digmatized, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even know what number I'm on, because that was just like 7, 8, 9, like. But that's a PSA to the young women, you know, just being honest, because I have a certain preference myself. But you have to ask yourself, is it going to get you somewhere? You know, is it going to get you somewhere positive, I mean? Is it going to make you happy in the long run? So choosing a certain type of male. So, that's the PSA, boom. Now, number whatever... You gotta know a language. And I'm not just talking about English. Like, especially Spanish. You gotta know Spanish. See, me, in high school, I took French, okay? And that was cool at the time, but I was thinking like, damn, how am I gonna use this? Because more times than not, it's not two French people together. And if they is together, like they together. So it's like, you know, that can happen, but it don't happen all the time. So my thing is, you gotta know Spanish, or at least a little Spanish, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people be talking about you, and you may not know what tip they on, you may not know what's in their head, what they thinking, and they saying it, but you don't understand. See? So that has happened to a lot of people, and they not here no more, which is very unfortunate, you know. But you gotta know another language, a little Spanish, Rosetta Stone, or Google Translate, something. You know what I'm saying? If you know you in a building with, or you doing business with certain folks that speak another language and you don't, at least pull your phone out and record what the fuck they saying, so the Google can tell you what they said. Hopefully it happened fast, because shit can go down fast if they talking fast. You feel what I'm saying? Alright.